What were you saying about shitting yourself and peeing?
No, not me. Just saying, nobody wants to live until they're like 100 and 101 or older than that because they have no control over their body anymore. So there's probably some, what is it, super centenarian or whatever people out there.
Super centenarian?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
That's the word for if you live over 100 years.
Super centenarian.
It's like, I'm gonna pee myself right now, and nobody's gonna care.
Well, people are gonna care. They're just not gonna blame you because there's nothing you can really do about it.
Squint at them with your shitty fucking cloudy ass eyes and be like, change me.
Wipe my butt. Welcome to Ludophiliaxe podcast.
Yeah.
Today we'll be talking about some games.
Kind of a constant topic.
Yep.
Oh, hey, water.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Metal Gear. I feel like a lot. But first, let's talk about a little bit more personal stuff. My cat, I had to take him to an emergency vet the other week, and basically he got a big boil, abscessed thing on his neck.
Sack of goo.
Yeah, sack of pus. And
Sacagawea's brother. Sack of goo.
Okay.
We interrupt our podcast for a brief phone call.
Okay. So, that phone call, that was Harvey's Comedy Club here in Portland. And they are desperate to get people to come down.
How desperate are they?
Thank you, Trapper. Fuck. They are really... they text me, like... I went to a show there probably a little less than a year ago. And ever since, like, every couple of weeks, you get text messages from them and phone calls about free shows. And it's not like all I did was fill out one of their little forms and judged the comic.
You fucked up.
Yeah. I put down my real phone number.
How many tickets they giving you?
I don't know, probably 2.
So next time give you 3, I'll go with you. I'll make fun of the comedians.
You'll heckle them?
Sure. We'll record it for the podcast.
Properly test their heckling.
Heckling deflection.
Yeah.
Heckler shields are on high.
Okay. So
I don't know that I'd really feel comfortable doing that, but for the podcast, maybe I would do that.
Well, I don't think they'd let us record anything in the fucking in the place.
They're gonna tell that my phone's face down recording.
Yeah, good point.
I'll heckle him properly too. I'll just be like, heckle. And be like, what?
Just really throw them off their game.
Sorry, I'm new at this. I apologize. 20 minutes later, heckle.
Oh man! All right. So back to what I was talking about. My poor cat. He got a fucking abscess on his neck.
Sack of pus.
It didn't look really bad. He didn't seem to be affected by it at all. He didn't care, acting normally. Didn't, touch it. He didn't seem to feel any pain.
That certain kind of indifference you get with cats.
Yeah. So I was like, alright, I'm just going to wait and see if this goes down on its own. Next day, had a little bit of a scab on it. Figured maybe scratched it. Day after that, come home. He's got a hole where the fucking abscess used to be, about the size of a dime. And the whole abscess is drained, and it's just all the fur and everything around it. It's covered in just gooey pus. It smelt like rotting. It was terrible. So me and my girlfriend had to take him to the vet. And we got there, we got it taken care of. It was really sad. Well, we were sitting there waiting for them to, check him out and see what they were doing. This couple comes in with this like dog that's just basically like limp except for its head. And like you could tell just by looking at them that they were like they had been in a panic the entire time. Like the dude wasn't even wearing shoes. And we felt bad. We were like we kind of overheard what they were talking about with like oh yeah, the dog just fell over and couldn't stand back up. And it was like 15 years old. It was like one of those little yappy dogs.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh man, it's got to be a neurological problem.
They got in before you, right?
No,
I'm saying.
No. They definitely took care of that dog before.
Yo, go! My cat's just got a hole in his neck. He'll be fine.
Well, like my cat was like back there, getting checked out.
Okay.
But somebody came out and they were like, we've got something we really need to take care of right now, so it'll be a little longer. We were like, no, that's completely fine. Oh man. But yeah, so we go into the little a little room. The nurse comes in, and she's telling us okay. Basically, what we expected to hear was, all right, he's got a little infection. We're gonna give you some antibiotics, suture up the little hole. Everything's gonna be okay. But no, that's not what they tell us. What they say is, okay, he's got a big infection. Basically, all the skin where the neck had puffed up.
Mm-hmm.
All the skin underneath, the underside of the skin, was necrotic. So, and if you don't know what necrotic means, it means it's rotting. So, they're like, we're gonna have to you have two options. You can have the skin removed, we can sew him up, and put a fucking tube in his neck, and you'll get some antibiotics and he should be alright. Or you can take him home and see if it gets better on its own. That you got a 50-50 chance of maybe he lives, maybe he dies.
Just go ahead and take the skin.
And so we had them give us antibiotics and stuff, and then we ended up taking him home and then taking him to a normal vet clinic a few hours later when vet clinics open, so we didn't have to pay the emergency fees. Saved about $300 that way.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got that all taken care of. My cat's name is Blackjack. And so, yeah, Jack really was not appreciative of, the car ride, being in the box, going to the place, and he just wasn't happy.
The new cone on his head.
Yeah, he's got the cone of shame now. But yeah, he's doing much better. It's been about 2 weeks or so since that happened, and
yeah, you said that like the lady from fucking Total Recall. 2 weeks.
Yeah, so she's he's doing much better. In probably a couple days, we're gonna go and take him back, have his stitches taken out, and then probably have his cone come off. But yeah, doing much better. Yeah, don't let abscesses hang around.
Don't let them fester.
Yeah, no, get that shit taken care of. But yeah, so that was my Tuesday night 2 weeks ago. What was your Tuesday night 2 weeks ago like?
Got drunk, went to a strip club.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was that fun?
I was drunk. I was at a strip club.
Yeah.
A strip club that used to be a Wendy's. So it had the Wendy's architecture. And it had no food.
Wait, bars are supposed to have food.
They had food, but they didn't have food.
Okay.
They had vegan nachos. Which is just freshly made chips with some dip.
And you had that vegan nachos.
Yeah, I had the vegan. I didn't order it, but I ate it. The bartender lady was eating it too. She kept reaching under the taps and like grabbing a chip. And I'm fine with this.
Yeah. So you had fun?
Yeah. You didn't?
No.
Jack didn't?
No.
No.
Neither did the girlfriend. No. But yeah, that's a bit of our personal lives.
Y'all went and saw a floppy dog. I went and saw some floppy teddies.
Yeah.
Sums up a Tuesday.
Yes, it does. All right. On to the real topic.
On with the show.
Yes. Show must go on.
The show must go on. Awesome song.
Mm-hmm.
You know he recorded that in one take? You're like, what? I don't know what band that is.
Well, wait, who was that again?
Freddie Mercury, Queen.
Oh, that's what I thought.
All fucked up. The singer, Brian May, the guitarist, was like, I don't think you'll be able to do this. He's like, I'll fucking do it, and he like pounded some vodka and did the whole track in one take.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about Guerrilla Games' new game, Horizon
Zero
Dawn.
Or not Kill Switch.
Not Killswitch, or
Killzone.
Killzone.
Whoa, Kill Switch. That was a terrible game.
Yes, it was. Wasn't that... Wait, that was the first game?
Yeah, that was like the pioneer of the cover shooting mechanic that everybody uses now.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything was like squared off as fuck because they couldn't quite do anything tricky with it. The game was horrible.
Yes, it was. Huh. But yeah, so...
Flashback.
This game is post-apocalyptic game.
Yep. Very pretty game.
Oh, very, very pretty game.
A lot of foliage, good looking foliage.
Mm-hmm. Basically humanity's been knocked back into the Stone Age, whatever. Tribal cultures and things like that.
Wouldn't quite say Stone Age, but yeah, tribal culture.
Well, yeah, Stone Age-esque type, they live in caves. They're, the only reason that they're, have, fucking fancy metals and things like that is because that technology is left there. They're not,
They are what the Amish will be when our society crumbles.
Yeah.
They'll start moving into the cities and bringing back shit they find. I found a flashlight. Bow to me.
But yeah, the thing that seems really interesting with for storyline aspects.
Hold on. There's a beautiful thing about making fun of the Amish.
They'll never hear you.
Yeah.
Except, I can't remember what that's called, but...
Rumspringa?
Yeah, where they, get to leave, see the real world, and then...
Well, then you got the Amish that just choose not to go back.
Well, yeah, they...
Yeah. Still.
But they're not Amish anymore.
Fuck them.
Yeah. But yeah, so there are dinosaurs that are like robots.
Yeah.
And I'm really I really want to play the game to figure out how that worked. Like somebody just we made dinosaur robots and then they destroyed our world? What
they have to be self-replicating somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Or there's a group of people that are creating them.
Yeah. It's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
But why?
I don't know.
Like some asshole, with a huge team of people and a fucking.
It's like, what was probably terrifying? The Tyrannosaurus. What would be really terrifying? A Tyrannosaurus with an area of effect attack and lasers that come out of its mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make that.
It'll entertain us we can watch it terrorize the people that live in caves down in the valley.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe
you just stumbled across it. It's like a like the village or something. They're just secluded in their own little environment. The rest of humanity's gone on perfectly fine.
Maybe. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how they do that. But overall, the game looks really nice.
Yeah.
Graphically, it's really pretty. The game mechanics look really good. There's stealth, hunting, and there's a really cool weapon where you shoot cables. You shoot one end of the cable into something and then the other end of the cable into something else. And
tether things to things.
Yeah. You can make trip lines with explosives, or you'll be fighting a giant fucking robot monster, and you can...
The Thunderjaw.
Yeah, the Thunderjaw is what they call it, I guess. And, you can tether it to the ground while you're fighting it, and it will react to the tethers.
It seems to react pretty organically to the
tethers. Yeah, it looks really good the way they've done that. And you're fighting it with a fucking bow and arrow with explosive tip arrows, but yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to see more.
Yeah.
Any idea when that's supposed to come out? Have they said anything?
I have no idea.
No?
Sometime next year.
Oh, well then, that's not that far.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
There was a big robot eagle looking thing at the end of the trailer.
Rubber bird.
I really hope they go there's a lot of diversity to the robot monster dinosaur animals.
Mm-hmm.
So far we've seen what about 3?
1, 2,
or
3,
or 4. 4. We got those little things.
5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the little things that look kind of like raptors.
Mm-hmm.
And then
shows one of those, shows 2 Thunderjaws, shows one of the bird things, shows a herd of the elk type thing, and it shows the really tall things with the flat weird heads.
Yeah.
And cool feet.
Yeah. Basically giraffes, kind of.
Cool. Yeah.
Kind of. Giraffe dinosaur.
Hey.
Giraffosaur.
Baracaraff.
But yeah, I really hope there's a good number of different, animals and things like that. And there's a kind of hunting aspects where you kill animals, you can scavenge parts from them, And
in the tech demo that's out there, that's the goal. There's these liquid things on the back of this herd of elk-looking fucking things, and she's after the liquid things.
Yeah, these liquid tanks.
Don't know why, but she's after them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope they make there. I believe there's going to be crafting in it.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
There's crafting and everything these days.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they allow you to do with that. Developing new weapons, new arrowheads, all sorts of stuff like that.
Brief little pause there because I didn't realize that if I switch to another window, Cubase automatically shuts the fuck down on the recording process.
Oh, why does it do that?
I don't know. Because it's a stupid head.
Stupid head.
Yep.
It'll be nice if those tethers, you have like multiple kinds of tethers, not just explosives.
Well, yeah, it shows you have the explosive and non-explosive. So hopefully there will be some sort of like electrocution tether, or I don't know, retractable tethers like in Just Cause.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, like you could tether like a rock to the animal, and then it fucking like either one speeds at the other,
or tether like a
into it.
Small elk bot onto the tail of the Thunderjaw to see if you can get it to chase its tail around like a cat.
That would be hilarious. It'll be really interesting to play around in the world and see what you can do. I liked that there seemed to be destructible environment.
Well, rocks, at least.
At the very least. But that's always nice when, you think, oh, I can just run to cover over here, and then it smashes
cover
through it.
goes away.
You're like, oh, shit. Anything you have to say about that? Because I pretty much...
I'm anxious to play it. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've nothing really to add. I mean, you covered all the points of the video there.
How do you feel about Guerrilla Games? I mean, are you confident in their abilities to make good games?
Well, yes and no. I'm glad to see them branching out.
Yeah, it's very nice to see them make something other than Killzone.
Yeah, I've had it with Killzone. I bought the one that came out, launched with the PS4, and I was really fucking disappointed with it.
Yeah. I couldn't even get on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like, every time I tried, I was the only person there. Like,
everybody else was disappointed with it too.
Well, I'm guessing everybody else was playing Battlefield or fucking
probably
Call of Duty, but I felt there was more they could have done with that game.
Sure.
And it was definitely a letdown. Killzone 2 was fun. That was a really fun game.
The first one was good too. Just that one for the PS4. The third one just wasn't very good.
I even liked the Killzone game for the PSP.
Yeah.
That was a fucking fun game. Yeah. Let's move on. Quantic Dream. Yeah, Quantic?
Yeah.
Quantic Dream is coming out with a new game / movie thing, I'm sure. It's called Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, if, you Bryans out there are, as much, or, well, if you guys are into games like we are, I would imagine you are, you probably saw Quantic Dream's Kara video. When was that? That was like
came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was basically just like a tech demo for the PlayStation 3, for showing like what they can do with something. But it looked really nice. back then, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, damn. But
it's kind of like shit now.
Yeah, looking back on it, it looks like shit now. It's basically, you're at a android manufacturing plant, and they're putting together this female android, and at the end of, she answers all these questions properly, and states all the things that she can do and speak in different languages and help you take care of the kids and blah 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 blah. But at the end of putting her together, they find out that she's sentient. She can feel things.
She's got emotions that she ought not have.
Yeah. And so they are like, well, we're going to have to take you apart. And that really upsets her. And
she begs for her life and is granted life.
Yeah. The guy is sympathetic, so he allows her to go out into the world. And they, as far as I know, they weren't planning on doing anything with that. They just made the video.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody in the company was like, well, now I really want to know what happens to her. And so that spawned a game that they've been working on called Detroit. And you want to tell them about Detroit?
Sure. It takes place in New York. What is there really to tell? It seems like it's a movie about her possibly inspiring people to change their minds about the humanity of these machines.
Mm-hmm.
They're sentient. They can live their own lives. It's going to be like a human fucking rights struggle. Like, they're people too. I personally only have a passing amount of give a shit for the game, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be like Heavy Rain was, or one of those types of games where it's, you play the movie.
Yeah.
And I'd rather just see the movie.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it a lot more than the Trapper is.
I'm not going to pay $60 for something like that. It's not. Even the Order. Like, I still would like to pick up the Order, and it's available for like $20 on the PSN. I still don't feel like paying $20 for that.
Yeah. I'm more than likely going to wait. Buy a fucking used copy, get it cheap. But the way they kind of portrayed it, it seemed like they were staying in line with the multiple choice type of branching storyline thing, where you're it felt like either she could go the way of trying to bring awareness to android struggle, and that there are probably other androids out there that have feelings and emotions.
Well, clearly they are, because those ones were reacting to her in the video.
Yeah, exactly. But it also felt like you might be able to take another route, and I think it would be really interesting.
Robot Uprising.
Exactly. Do the Robot Uprising thing, and go through that storyline, and just see what they do with it, how the story unfolds.
I don't know. As time goes by, I might become more interested in it, the more info that's available about it. But at this point,
I do really hope that they add more gameplay elements to it, because that's just something that I feel has been lacking in their games. Like Heavy Rain, I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't something that I just played through the storyline, and it was interesting, with the motion capture, the faces, and all that, and figuring out the story. but the gameplay wasn't satisfying.
That's what they
it was
do.
the story.
That's what they do. They're like, oh, look, it's pretty. It's not fun, but it's pretty, right?
Yeah. Like, what they need to do is they need to hire more people for
Making a game?
making games. Yeah. I really hope, like, I never played the game that they made after Heavy Rain,
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
The trailers look interesting. The little like tech demos and stuff that they showed off with that, it seemed interesting, but it seemed like it was still bogged down into the like contextual. You're just pressing buttons to make the storyline continue rather than actually playing. You're just like, oh, hit the button, keep going.
Okay, it shows me I need to swipe the swipe pad. Okay, swipe.
Yeah.
Now I have to press circle. Now I have to press circle again.
Yeah.
Now I have to tap X. Oh, I didn't tap X fast enough and I died.
Yeah, and then repeat. But Beyond Two Souls, it looked like they were going further into the game mechanics than Heavy Rain had.
Heavy Rain, I barely made any progress in. You played through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You start off as the dude, he's looking for Jason, and then you make your way to being the cop, right?
Yeah.
And when you're the cop, you go into a room and you sit down like you're going to do some investigation shit.
Yeah.
That's where I turned it off and never went back to it.
I don't remember what happens after that, but I remember there are a couple more characters. There was the like FBI agent,
Yeah.
and then there was like a chick. The FBI agent was he was interesting. He had this weird augmented reality like
That's what I'm
visor.
talking about.
Oh,
I was using him, sat down at the table, and it went all rap, and I just...
did you use the old detective guy?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there just wasn't enough gameplay there to make me give a shit.
Well, yeah, it's one of those games that you have to like sit down and force yourself to go through rather than like really
Not
like,
a good sign for a video game.
No, it isn't. But I really hope that they get it down this time. They work out the kinks and they make like they tell compelling stories. I mean, I feel like they tell compelling stories, but it needs to be along with a fucking like a fun game of like fun ways of interacting with the world and exploration, because like you can have a game with a fucking shit storyline that's really fun to play and people will fucking play it, but you can have an amazing storyline that's not fun to play and nobody's gonna play it, because that's what a game, like that's what you're doing in a game. Like you sit down to watch a movie to watch a movie. You sit down to play a game to play a game.
Metal Gear 5 had a shit story. I still liked the game.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get to that. We're getting to Metal Gear. Okay. So what else we got here? Okay. You want to talk about Killdozer before we get into Metal Gear?
Do you want to talk about Killdozer?
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
It's a thing that I'm disappointed that I missed out initially on, because it's a thing that happened in Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
A man had like a dispute with some people running a concrete company or some shit, and he sold his property for a pretty cheap amount because he was risking losing it all for nothing, basically. And he took a bulldozer and put foot-thick metal and concrete plate armor all the way around it and turned it into a tank. with a 50 cal rifle on the back, a semi-auto rifle on each side. It was basically close to being airtight so that he couldn't be stopped by tear gas. They hit the thing with over 200 rounds and didn't even do anything to it. Like, he only came to a stop because he was a dipshit and he drove it through a building, a hardware building that had a basement that the thing could crash into, and took out his radiator and couldn't get out. And he ended up putting a bullet in his head as opposed to getting caught. And then it took like fucking hours for the police to manage to make their way into the thing to retrieve the body. Like, it was pretty well set up. It was, pretty sufficient for survivability inside there. He had cameras mounted around it to show him, like reverse cameras to be like, oh, I can see where I'm going, even though there's no windows for me to see where I'm going.
Yeah.
He had food. He had water.
He did?
Yeah, he was in for the long haul. His long haul just wasn't as long as he wanted it to be.
Man. I wonder how much property damage did he do?
I think $2 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder, how long he could have gone.
I don't know how much those things get on a full tank.
Yeah, good point.
Or how many rounds he had, because even if he, ran out of fuel, he still got weaponry there.
Yeah.
That's just an interesting thing that I'm surprised that I missed, because that seems like the story that would have gravitated to my attention, right off the bat, and I just recently found out about that.
Yeah. Like I was saying to you when you first brought it up to me, it reminded me of those two bank robbers with the fucking full body armor
in LA.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen this or either of these things, look them up. There's video on both, and they're crazy rampages. The guy in the killdozer tank thing, he doesn't actually kill anybody.
No, well,
except for himself. But
one person.
That's it's not on film. You don't have to worry about seeing that or anything like that. But the two guys that robbed this bank, they robbed the bank and they have full body armor, and it's so good that they can literally just walk down the middle of the street surrounded by police officers firing at them because they have machine guns and they're firing back at the police officers, and they're like nothing's happening to them.
Yeah.
It's insane to watch. But yeah, it's a crazy video. But they definitely killed a lot more people.
Yeah.
And the police had to go to a local gun store and purchase, I don't think they actually purchased.
They probably commandeered it.
Yeah. They're basically, they went in and they were like, "Give me all your armor-piercing rounds that you have," and they ended up using that to take down these two guys. And
it's too bad it happened when it happened for the gun owner.
Huh?
For the owner of the gun shop where they got the rounds from.
Yeah.
Like if they had to commandeer a rifle for the rounds. If it was nowadays, that shit would go right on eBay or something right as soon as it got back.
Yeah.
Or whatever equivalent to eBay there is for selling guns. Somewhere on the dark web.
Wait, you can sell a gun on eBay?
Can you?
I would imagine you can.
Huh.
I mean, you can sell a gun to somebody standing next to you.
That's a lot different than selling a gun than shipping it to somebody without...
Oh, good point. You might have to break it up into parts.
Hide them.
Well,
this is a really heavy baguette being sent to
Well,
Portland,
not
Oregon.
necessarily, hide them, but,
No, hide them.
Well, why?
Why not?
Well, I mean, okay.
Like if I bought a metal file online, I'd be fucking pleased as punch if it came to me inside of a cake.
That sounds like an excellent business idea.
Yeah.
Like anything you buy from us will come hidden inside something else. Buy a flask, it comes in a Bible. Oh, okay. But yeah, that crazy rampage. We enjoy like the craziness of our world.
We dig chaos.
It gives us mass amounts of entertainment and enjoyment. We're not saying that we like it when people die. We're just saying that
to people. Yeah.
You know, interesting stuff happens and tragedies happen, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Indeed.
It's not our fault.
Nope. Unless we get popular with this shit and say something at a later date that prompts something bad to happen, in which case it might be our fault, but we're still not going to admit it.
Well, see, that's not our fault either. Unless we're never going to compel anybody to. Yeah.
Maybe we did just now. There's some lunatic baking a cake, doesn't have a file in it. He's going to take umbrage with us suggesting that he, deface the beauty of the cake that he made by putting a file in it, and he's going to come after us.
That's his fault. That's not our fault.
It's also an original IP that Hollywood could use if they would like, because they're running out of shit to do.
They just have to hire us. We can play us.
Sure. I'll play me.
Yeah. I don't think that'd be too hard.
Well, I might need some coaching, but I can figure it out.
How are you at acting? Can you act?
I don't know. I've never acted. Have you acted?
Like I've lied to like a coworker just to see how long I could lie to them.
Yeah, but I don't lie.
Yeah, but like entertaining. Like oh yeah.
Well, I'm definitely a storyteller because I've had so much shit go down in my life.
Yeah, but
I've learned how to tell.
But can you tell a lie story? Like oh, I got abducted by aliens the other day.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
you remember back in the day?
I'm talking
back
about.
in the day, I used to go on rants. Whenever you or Brian were around, I'd make up a story about Abe Lincoln going after fucking Dracula or something.
Yeah.
And I'd tell it in a very comical manner, so I suppose I could act in that regard.
Speaking of, somebody stole that.
So what?
That idea?
Abe Lincoln going after zombies?
I believe they made two movies about Abe Lincoln that wasn't Lincoln. One was Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And the other was Abe Lincoln Zombie? Something?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. But yeah. Somebody stole your idea.
That happens.
Yep.
Remember when I was 14 and I theorized how to make an actual lightsaber?
Yeah.
And then some years later somebody did the same thing, but in an actual scientific setting. Yeah. Those bastards.
Nobody owns the facts, Trevor. All right. Well, let's get to the bulk of
the meat and taters.
What I'm guessing is going to be the bulk of this podcast.
I would like meat and taters.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, so I finally beaten Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
What Trapper said. And I'm disappointed with the ending. I'm disappointed with the storyline. I'm disappointed with a lot of things.
It's I don't know. Think about it.
Game.
I'm really disappointed with the majority of the game.
I'm not saying that
one of those.
That the game's not a good game.
No,
and
it's
that
just
you
incredibly disappointing.
Go out and buy it. play it. I got another pen. What I'm saying is, there's a lot of stuff in the game that I'm just like, well, that was anticlimactic, and I just, seriously? You're gonna end it like that?
Oh, so I wasn't him, huh?
Yeah. Even before that, massive spoilers. Basically, we're gonna spoil the entire game.
Yeah, turn back now.
If you haven't beaten it,
fuck you.
Yeah, go play something. But
go finish the game real quick. Come back and listen.
Yeah. Okay, so
hurry up, dude! Your train of thoughts pulling out of station.
The Man on Fire, Volgan. That was ridiculously disappointing.
What would you have rather had?
I would have rather had a big, long, drawn-out fucking boss battle.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen.
No.
Like, you fight him at the beginning of the game, a little bit. It's more just you running from him.
Yeah.
Then you fight him about a third of the way through the game. And, like, it could have been an okay boss battle if, like, defeating him wasn't so kind of, like, obvious. He's the Man on Fire. You use water. You beat him by
taking out the water
tank
towers.
Water towers, yeah. And making it like rain on him.
I tried blowing him into the pool and it didn't work for me.
Yeah, and I did that. There's like a little waiting pool full of like dead bodies and stuff. And there's a fucking propane tank next to it. And he's next to the propane tank, and I shoot the propane tank, and it blows him right into the fucking water. And it's done. It's done and over with right there.
You call for a quick extract to get the fuck out before he reconstitutes.
Yeah. But, and then the next time you see him, he's doing his, like, fucking Frankenstein walk at you. And then he turns around and starts walking at the Metal Gear. God damn it, cough.
Yeah, we're both coughing like crazy today.
And then the platform that the Metal Gear is on starts rolling forward, and it just runs him over. And you don't even get to see him get run over by the platform.
Yeah.
He just gets run over. And then...
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Because when you see him later, his body clearly hasn't been crushed by that kind of weight.
Yeah, no. But then you have another mission where it's like, oh, you have to go and... you have to go and get his body. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go there. I'm going to try and get his body, and he's going to come back to life, and I'm going to have a big fucking epic last stand battle with him.
Yeah.
But no. I go in, I trank and fucking take out all the guards in this fucking facility, because I don't want anybody fucking with me while I'm battling this guy. I go down to where his body is. He's laying there on a tarp. He stands up, comes back to life. You see his flaming horse thing behind him, and he gets in your face, and then he falls down dead.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, what?
That would have been a great setting for a fighting, too, because you got the river quite a ways away from there.
Yeah.
That you could go to for a little bit of safety, or he could, if destructible environments were a thing in the game, maybe blow through the walls of that facility to try to get to you.
Yeah. Like, it just...
Which, they're not a thing in that game. And that bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah, I wish it was. But, like, it's just a huge letdown.
Everything in that game is a letdown.
And then...
Other than going on missions and, like, you know, stealthing up and taking people out.
The actual gameplay is fun as hell.
Yeah.
The storyline.
Yeah. The appearance and the storyline are a huge letdown for me. A lot of people don't have a problem with the appearance. I take umbrage with the geometry of things. The buildings are way too square. Like, everything's too fucking perfect. It's not going to be like that in that kind of environment.
No.
I just think that the modeling could have used more time, or maybe just better people.
What else?
The lighting's okay.
Shit. Okay. I know toward the beginning of this podcast, I'm talking like all the podcasts, like the beginning of us doing this podcast, we discussed Metal Gear a lot. You know. And I defended Kiefer Sutherland being Big Boss. Made sense. Good actor. Mildly good actor, I guess. What do you think?
He's an alright actor.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really seem to know how to play anything other than Jack Bauer now. But
yeah,
in his younger days, he was pretty good. Like, you got him in Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Or him playing a completely different kind of character in Dark City.
Dark City is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I defended it, and I was like, oh yeah, like, I really, I'm looking forward to seeing how it works. And I feel like, it sucks to have fucking David Hayter not there, but what are you going to do?
Well, I guess if Snake doesn't really have any dialogue, you don't need David Hayter.
Yeah. They completely underused Kiefer Sutherland. It just, like, I don't understand. Like, there are points in the game where, like, there are fucking little cutscenes where, people say things to Snake, and he just kind of
looks at him.
Yeah, he just stares at them. Like, what? Why? Why are you not talking right now? Why do you have no input?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
In what way are you the boss?
Yeah.
Seems like Miller or fucking Ocelot should have the title.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He says about as much as Quiet does.
Yeah. Fucking A. What else? I know I was going to say something else.
I would have liked more environments.
I would have really liked more environments.
It would have been really nice to have urban type of environments.
Yeah. Urban environments.
The way the game is now,
it should be urban environments.
Yeah, the game just seems too fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Like, camo is not as useful as it was in Snake Eater.
Yeah.
Once I got the sneaking suit, I just pretty much stayed in the sneaking suit.
There's barely any reason to use anything else.
Unless you were like, oh, I like the way the cloth moves when he runs.
Yeah. But, like the only other thing that you use, or that I used, was the battle dress, and, like, I've only used that for one thing, and I really didn't need it. I mean, I might change my tune when I go back and play some of the harder missions, but...
You won't. Well, you will.
Yeah.
Like Sahelanthropus fighting number 2.
But,
or anything with the fucking parasite dudes.
Yeah.
Because on the extreme difficulty, they will shit on you.
Oh, I bet they will.
I'm just... Story-wise, it was crap. There was no point where I gave a fuck about what was happening in the story. It was just watching interesting cutscenes with really poor directing on, like, the camera work for the cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have been over that before, how it always cuts away from the action.
Yeah.
And, like, looks at Snake, and Snake's just looking at it like, ugh.
Yeah, on to the really big spoiler. You're not fucking Snake. He's not Big Boss.
You've been brainwashed into thinking that you are.
Yeah, and you're basically used as a tool to take attention away from what Big Boss is actually doing, which is setting up Zanzibar land in South Africa. And,
which will never compete with Disney. Just saying.
You never know. Disney doesn't have a nuke.
That you know.
Well, it's a very good point.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Disney launches like a nuclear assault on some country. They drop a nuke. It's got the mouse ears on top of it.
I think that would be the craziest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Some sort of supervillain at the helm of Disney. Or is the reanimated corpse
of Disney?
Of Walt Disney.
That's a movie IP. Somebody should make that movie.
It's like a Mickey Mouse puppet on his arm. Drop the nukes, huh?
Okay. Like, I feel like if they had done this storyline better, it would have been completely okay that you weren't Big Boss.
Well,
like, it still is okay that you weren't Big Boss because, like, it's not like you were Raiden.
Yeah.
But, like, the way they reveal it, it's just so... It's bullshit. Like, there's no point in the game where... Okay, there's one point in the game where they throw you like a fucking curveball, and it's not even like a cutscene. It's not... It doesn't make itself seem as important as it is. And that's when they do the DNA test on Eli, who is Solid Snake, or Liquid Snake, as a kid, and they tell you that your DNA doesn't match his, and that he's not your son.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really doesn't make any sense to me why that wouldn't be like a big fucking thing for the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing but a little cassette tape that you have to listen to.
And I skipped the majority of the cassette tapes.
I've listened to most of them. I mean, probably got 40 or so that I haven't listened to yet, but...
Like Kazuhira's Hamburgers?
Yeah. Oh, man. But, like, I feel like there's a bunch of things they could have done to make it a lot more interesting and tie it in with the overall storyline a lot better.
Well, maybe now that Kojima's, possibly out of the picture, we'll get a good writer to helm the next Metal Gear.
It'll be really interesting to see. We'll talk about theories and what we think should happen and, whatever, in a minute. But, like, I feel like... Okay, so real big boss is in South Africa, you know, setting things up, making big moves. Like, why wouldn't anybody have heard about this? Like, that would have made the storyline so much more interesting if, like, you hear about, oh, there's somebody in South Africa claiming to be Big Boss, and he's setting up his own fucking mercenary unit of soldiers, and, like, you actually encounter them in battle. Like, you don't necessarily have to, like, have any jobs against them.
Yeah.
But, like, you two could be competing in like, trying to accomplish something. And, like, it would have added so much more to the storyline. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's probably a lot of different ways that it could have been saved, but
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a game that's kind of fun to play. Kind of looks like shit by my standards. Which are ridiculous, apparently, because I've heard a lot of people talk about how great the game looks.
Yeah, Trevor's standards are ridiculous.
It's green or it's brown.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's taking up a lot of resources to render what little they have there. Add more.
Yeah.
Just give me like a
they could add more.
8-block, 9-block area of, densely packed urban environment to have to navigate through with people patrolling that.
That would be cool.
Give it a reason to be called a tactical espionage title. Instead, I find myself most of the time like, well, from up here on this hill, I can see everybody, so I'm going to kill everybody, and then I'm going to go rescue my target.
Yeah. I wish they had made the mother base, like,
useful,
fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fun.
it's
the only thing that you have to do there is fucking target practice missions. Like, why? Like, they could have made storyline. They could have made all sorts of shit happen on Mother Base.
It could have been a lot better than what it is.
Yeah. Oh, man.
On the other hand, I don't think that it could have really been too much worse.
With the storyline?
Yeah. I can't think of any elements that you can really, subtract or add to what it has to make it shittier.
Aliens.
Worked for Legacy of Kain.
Yeah.
When they added the aliens, I was kind of like, I just stopped giving a fuck. Oh, great, they're blue.
I plan on continuing to play the the missions that I haven't beaten yet that aren't really storyline. They're just repeat storyline missions that I've already beaten.
That bugs me also.
Yeah, that's just it's useless filler.
Well, and they maintain with the useless filler. Like even the missions, the smaller side ups that you have to repeat. The person you rescue is like always in the same fucking position. It's always the same.
Yeah, it's just like I don't see why you couldn't just switch up enemy patrols. Switch up the amount of enemies, supplies that you get, fucking, prisoner position. Just change it up. Make it surprising. Make it so you don't just have to rely on your memory of the last time you went in.
Yeah. I'm basically done with the game.
Yeah.
I've beat it. I'm done.
I plan on playing a good amount of the multiplayer and seeing how that is. I played a little bit of it. Enjoyable. You die easy.
Yeah.
I've
got no interest in the multiplayer.
Yeah. But yeah. What do you think they should do next? Because they are making a new one, another one. Like, what do you think they're going to do? More than likely, like, do you think they're going to start a new storyline, add to the existing storyline?
I have no idea. In some way, they're bound to try to add to the existing storyline.
Well, anything that, I mean,
like, what could they do?
Yeah, like,
they could strip Raiden of his abilities and send him after people post 4. Like maybe, Snake or Otacon or anybody else that he might give a shit about is killed or taken, and he wants revenge on that.
See,
or they could go back, tell fucking Eva's story.
That'd be interesting. I do think it would be interesting if they did make another Raiden game and told the story they were originally trying to tell.
Yeah.
About in between 4 and 4 and 2.
The president's daughter or something.
The president's daughter?
Yeah. Wasn't he supposed to keep her safe?
I don't think so. No, Sonny. He goes and rescues Sonny, Olga's daughter. And they were planning on telling that storyline.
Okay.
And I think that would be an interesting thing. If he wasn't. Yeah, they dumbed down his powers. Like, I find it really ridiculous that he can, like, easily take down a Metal Gear Ray.
Yeah.
In the middle of, like, a fucking city.
Yeah.
Just, like, run up a building and, like, fucking chop it.
I never played Revenge.
And it's just, he's just way overpowered when he needs to be, and underpowered when he doesn't, or when he needs to be. It's just, it's really inconsistent, and it's just not.
Sounds like bad writing.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting if they did a game with Solidus.
Yeah.
And they told the story of when he was in during the Liberian Civil War, and he kills Raiden's parents and adopts him and puts him into his child soldier thing. Like, you'd be able to tell his story and Raiden's origin story,
Jack the Ripper,
all at once. You'd be able to do. You'd be able to do what I feel like Kojima wanted, Kojima wanted to do, and make like a really dark, controversial storyline with child soldiers and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do it properly. You could, it'd be interesting to see, like, the boss's storyline.
Yeah.
From, like, World War II, and she puts together the fucking Cobra unit and
that's probably the possible storyline I'm the most interested in.
Yeah, like that would be really, really awesome to do that. I even think it would be really interesting to play a game where you're a really young adult Liquid Snake, and you're...
I don't see them doing that.
Well, yeah, I don't see them doing that, but
well, maybe because they did Revengeance, so I mean, they don't have to stick to stealth, because stealth doesn't strike me as being something Liquid has much of a care for.
Yeah, no.
It's a beat 'em up, side scrolling beat 'em up with Liquid Snake. Streets of Snake.
Streets of Snake. Yeah. I just feel like there are a lot of things that they could do with this, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, I don't know.
I have nothing to add. I mean, it's all just, speculation.
Yeah.
What could happen? What could happen? What could happen is they release another shitty game.
Yeah.
That's what probably will happen. But maybe, like I said earlier, maybe with Kojima out of the writers' pool, people with good ideas and good skills at writing can take the pen for a while and make something good.
They could even fucking tell Gray Fox's story.
Sure.
I mean, if he really has a story to tell.
Where do you think it'd take place?
Gray Fox?
No, just like the next game. Where's a good place for them to put it? I want densely packed urban environments.
I think it would be interesting if they made Japan a setting.
And they'll probably just put it back on Shadow Moses.
Shadow Moses Island?
Yeah.
Fuck. That'd be such a cop-out.
Yep. Well, that's Metal Gear, dude.
Yeah.
Now what?
I don't know. I really wanted storyline. I wanted Big Boss.
Big bath.
I want
to take a big bath.
I wanted the storyline to be like Big Boss turning into the bad guy.
Yeah.
I wanted that to be it.
That seemed like that's where they were taking it with the trailers and shit.
But I wanted it to be like that. You had to make these hard decisions that just make you the bad guy. Like, he could have his reasonings for doing the things that he does, but overall, in the end,
still
he's
the bad guy.
The bad guy. I wanted it to be like the Darth Vader fucking origin type shit. You see him get darker and darker, and then he kills a room full of kids. But no. See, that's one thing that just doesn't make sense to me. Is big in the original, Big Boss is the bad guy. He's a fucking bad guy. And there's not a single point where you get to witness that.
Yeah. That
transformation, that the reasoning why all this comes, there's no full circle.
Yeah.
That's what that game was supposed to be. It was supposed to be full circle.
Of course there's no full circle. Kojima's making it up as he goes along. He's not thinking about it properly. Like, even the Wikipedia articles that you were reading and I was reading about Solidus, that's where the bottom of the article they started pointing out all the shit that just doesn't fucking make sense.
I didn't get that far.
You need to read quicker. Better.
You
need to read gooder.
Ah! God damn it.
Shit just doesn't jive, man. That's Kojima. Like, don't get me wrong. The earlier Metal Gears, big part of both of our youths.
Yeah.
In stories. But the fact of the matter is, like, looking back, dude's not a good storyteller. Doesn't know what he's doing. He made a game that accidentally had stealth mechanics and built a career off the back of it. And just happened to have enough, capable people alongside him along the way that brought enough creative elements to the actual gameplay that it helped to float his reputation.
Yeah. God damn it.
He's washed up, kid.
Fuck you, Kojima.
He's done.
Why did you do this?
Never work in this town again.
Oh, he's going somewhere.
Yeah. So start making, like, Candy Crush add-ons and shit.
Oh my god, that would be the biggest fucking fall. Like,
TV commercials.
Jesus.
Directing TV
Christ.
commercials. This commercial was directed by Hideo Kojima.
Starring
blah 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 and blah blah blah.
I would love to see those commercials.
Commercials with credits at the beginning and the end. It's 30 seconds long.
Fucking A. Alright. We're done talking to you people.
We done?
Yeah.
You got any kind of jingle?
No.
Eh.
Bye, Brian.
Buenas noches, Brian knows and Brianettes.